Hello friends, thanks for stopping by and joining me with today's lap of the fish room, where we take a look at every aquarium and every fish. Today we're going to look at both older fish that I've had for a while here and also some new ones that were recently picked up, as well as some that you might be aware of, like those African cichlids and community fish that I picked up recently. Let's go ahead and get rolling. We'll start off with the 55-gallon planted community tank. And you'll see the plants in this tank are doing very well. Those anubias look very lush, very beautiful. We've got some lemon tetras, some dwarf neon blue rainbows, an assortment of corycats, different types of snails like that nearite snail right there, some temple plants, definitely some hornwort floating around. You got some lemon tetras, some rasboras. One of my favorite tanks to look at. Here's a 90-gallon rimless that I picked up from my friends over at the Glass Cages in Dixon, Tennessee, and in the back there you'll see those beautiful blue Congo tetras. Right up front here you have a heckelei, beautiful fish I've had for a while, as well as a red-spotted gold severum. You also have these cousins of the heckelei. These are your albino Ochart. And look at the red in the thread fins, the trailers coming off of the dorsal. And of course those will eventually come off the dorsal and the tail. They're getting yellow and orange in their bodies, very pretty. Those Congos, look at that. Love the shape of the fins on a Congo tetra. At any rate, these Ocharts, there's 5 of them in here. Some are getting more yellow and orange. Some are staying pretty white. I'm pretty sure they'll keep changing and evolving as they put on size. They can get up to about 7 inches. A little electric blue Ochart, one of 2 that I have. One in this tank and one in the 210. This was the tank I was keeping all of those little plecos, and they were about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, and I took them to the local fish store. They gave me a nice credit. Here's the 300-gallon African cichlid tank. Of course, these are all male African cichlids. They were just fed, so you'll see them scrounging around in the substrate. A nice big Malawi hawk. There's a fusco and a turquoise and a beautiful trout. Trout is one of my favorites, just the sleek torpedo-like body, really built for high-speed pursuit. It's a coingi, beautiful fish. I always say the camera doesn't do him justice. I've got a Venusus there, that's a little bit of a runt. There's a Rhodesii yellow, a Buccochromis Rhodesii yellow. Beautiful fish. Of course, some of these fish I picked up originally from James over at the Cichlid Shack in Arizona. But this tank is doing very well. Now here's a 29-gallon that I'm using currently as a hospital, or rather a QT quarantine tank. And you'll see some 24-carat clouds in there, and white cloud minnows mixed in with those rummy noses, some neon tetras, just an assortment of small fish that will, after quarantine, go into that 55-gallon, creating a lot more activity and a lot more schooling. These fish all like to hang out together, especially the rummy noses and the rasboras. They school a lot. And I just love watching how they hang together and kind of swim as one. In a few more weeks, those will go into the 55. And here is my 20-gallon rimless full of baby plecos. And of course the question is, how can you poop 5 times your body length? Imagine being 5 feet tall and having a 25-foot long poop. So that's just ridiculous. But there's probably, 30 or more little plecos in here. I'll probably keep the ones that look the most interesting, the albinos, any of them with unusual markings, and the rest will go over to my local fish store for a fish store credit. Here's one of the newer African cichlids. This one from Josh over at Cunningham Tropicals, and this is a Buccochromis notatania, one of my favorite African cichlids. They can get up to about 10 inches and they are beautiful. He will get more different hues and different colors as he puts on size. They tend to be a little bit on the less aggressive side as far as African cichlids go. I had to put some rocks between the divider because that red tear was knocking the divider over. Then the divider would float to the surface and he'd go over and harass the Bucconono. I hope to get a female for that red tear. There's Sally the Salvini in the 210-gallon South and Central American tank. She's a beautiful fish. Nice big beautiful vieja. Got to be pushing 11 inches. Love the pink and black in the body. Of course, that beautiful tiger Oscar, as well as an albino tiger. Got some chocolates in here. You don't see those too often. They can be green and purple and brown. Beautiful fish. A lot of silver dollars. They're always doing that mating dance. Got a green tear in there, pecking in the substrate, along with some geos you can see in the back getting down to the sand that's under the pebbles. Here's a firemouth. Tends to be very protective of the middle of the tank. There's the Jackie Dempsey. It's a female. There's that beautiful red shoulder severum with those prominent vertical stripes that have really shown up once I transferred them to the 210-gallon. Here's the electric blue Ochart that was once in the 90-gallon. He was the dominant one. And they're both a lot happier because he was harassing the other one constantly. Love the markings on this Oscar. Geos seem to be thriving in here. The only fish they get grief from is from each other. There's a little Nicaragua there behind the wood. Here's a vieja playing hide and seek. Here are the other three African cichlids I picked up. I'm filming them from a ways away, just a few feet back, because if I get close to the tank, they just pin themselves against the back and you can't see them. But you can see the eye biter right there in the middle. Beautiful fish. All three of them are eating well and relatively active when they're not being startled. Of course, they're in a very small space right now. That fire hap is going to be absolutely stunning. The eye biter is beautiful. I am concerned a little bit about the red empress because they don't get that super big and they're not that aggressive. We'll see. We'll see how he does in the 300-gallon. So there you go. That is the update. I hope you enjoyed that. Very quick and to the point. Subscribe if you are if you care to, and hit that bell and that thumbs up. Really helps a lot. I appreciate that. And maybe you'll come by on Saturday and see us for the live stream. An hour of a lot of fun. Big shout out to my Patreon Garage Gang supporters. Helps out in more ways than you know. It's a way of supporting the channel for as little as $3 a month. I have some video recommendations for you. On the upper right is my best tips playlist. Check it out. On the upper left, just hit me there right in the mug if you want to subscribe. On the bottom right is the best video that YouTube thinks you would enjoy, and on the bottom left is my most recent video release. So check those out if you want to continue watching some videos. You are appreciated.